top 8, the March to the World Championship in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and get himself to the round of Super 16. That's his goal. He's 15th. Make that in 2 points. This is 15th career TV appearance, so he's very close to that top 8 and a good start for him.
Has experience going against the greatest player in the sport. All even.
Look at all those title matches. Talk about experience. That's why you make shots like that, leading us to the Baby Ruth Real Deal matchup.
Walter-Ray's average coming down a bit from the last match. Pretty tight, though. Robert Smith has slight edge in average. And with a win, Walter-Ray can be the 3rd player to win here 3 times.
Among some pretty elite company. He's already got that distinction. As the 4-7 is up. And Deadeye a little bit surprised at that.
Walter-Ray Williams Jr. was going with the loft and the big hook, had some practice prior to the start of this match. He is now going straight with less loft. You can see he was losing his reaction at the end of the last game. Just trying to figure out a way to get it done.
Speaking of Robert Smith and the points, we told you he was at least 12th coming in. That goes way up now that he's into the finals. Said he was actually considering not competing in a couple of events here down the stretch. He's already exempt. Thinking maybe he'll take a week off, just rest up. His hand, he said, is really beaten up. Ring finger, especially on that right hand, is really chewed up from all the games he bowled last week at the US Open in his native Southern California. He said, hey, I'm 12th and I'm so close to the top 8. Why not keep going?
Wow, did that hook.
Well, it's all about getting into the top 8 for the season-ending World Championship. You get into the top 8 in that tournament, it's probably one of the easiest tournaments to win. If you're not in the top 8, without question, the hardest tournament to win. Right now, Robert Smith shooting at 3-6-10. Look out.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Does he ever throw that ball hard?
Well, if there's any question as to how fast Robert Smith throws it,
what do we say about a hard hat that all our crew needs behind? Look out, there it goes.
Look out.
It's a really good thing there's protective glass in front of that very expensive ESPN camera. That's all I can say. Especially when this guy's throwing it.
Do not attempt this at home.
Stays hot. He's striking 2 or 3 opening frames, and things are even now with Walter-Ray Williams Jr. A championship on the line. Remember, Walter-Ray had not made a show in the first half of the year, was completely dumbfounded at what was going on. How about 4 of 6? Second half of the year with shots like that, all starting with that big victory early.
Yeah, in the second half of the year, in about 4 tournaments, he made $150,000. Prior to that, he was like 32nd on the point list and 29th on the money list. Boy, talk about turning it around. This match all tied after 3.
Last week in Anaheim at the Convention Center, our 3rd major of the year, he lost to Brian Voss, 260 to 214 after beating Oscar Palermo of Finland 228 to 198. He leaves the 10-pin, and he's a little surprised at that.
From the first match to the last, the scores have gradually decreased. And part of the reason for that is this right here, carry. Ball's not getting there the right way. The carry percentage has gone way down. And when you see Walter-Ray do that, he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I threw it perfect, and I still get 9.
44-year-old Walter-Ray Williams Jr. would love the bowl until he's 50 or so. You can't imagine any end to how well he's bowled. Watch out if you're Robert Smith.
Line to get his ball to the pocket on that right lane. Remember, his last shot on that right lane went high.
Saw those huge numbers with strikes. We knew with pattern E, the shorter oil pattern, which perfectly fits Smith's game because it's shorter on the backside of the lane, more friction, which helps the big boomer style he has with that big hook and the pace, all beneficial to Smith. Can he carry it all the way through?
Oh!
10-pin.
All right, good move. Good move. Good move.
Same kind of deal. Gets to the pocket, gets 9. This is what happened to all these players' opponents. See these streaks right here? They're going this way. That's what Robert Smith is looking at.
Breakdown of the oil. A shorter pattern E. Spare ball, look out. No more glass back there to break. He's already done some damage. We're going to bill him for that or what?
I don't know, but you think proprietors like watching Robert Smith come into the building? Take a look at this. 3-6-10. Ow!
More than worthy of the Uniro Tire rock and roll. Absolutely can crank that spare ball. It's entertaining to watch. Can be dangerous too if you're behind the pin deck.
Oh, wiggle it. Wiggle it.
4 up for Smith.
These things are just
a little too quick, a little too late is the difference with 4-pin, 10-pin. This ball gets to the break point and just jumps off of it too hard. You see him trying to wave it off. 4-pin standing. Look out.
Special thanks to Pete Tountas, the general manager here at Golden Pin Lanes. His great hospitality for us.
Pete Tountas sitting next to him with his grandchildren, Peter and Nicole, 10 and 7. Says they're my pride and joy, Randy.
Enjoying the great seats right behind Walter A. Williams Jr. They're watching this on lane 12. Blisters the rack. 6 times tying the late great Earl Anthony as Walter A. Williams Jr. You ask Walter A. about how he fits in with the all-time greats. He says, well, I hadn't really thought about myself as an equivalent to Earl Anthony because he had fewer years than I did and accomplished more in fewer years. But it's hard to argue his greatness.
Well, you're asking me who I think is the greatest. It's Walter A. Williams Jr., bar none. He's done it for too long. Different equipment, different lane conditions. He bowls great on everything.
As we mentioned earlier, incredible greatness of reacting to his current environment and the ability to adjust so well.
You saw what he did in the first match that he bowled with that big loft and turn, and now look what he's doing. Straight and firm around the second arrow, with his hand up the back, trying to control the straight line of the pocket. He's just in complete control of his game. He can do whatever he wants to a bowling ball when he wants.
Wow.